Wow. I go at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and have to readjust it. It's pretty neat. You stick that thing in your mouth and...
From Erie Zone Government Access, Channel 9, from the City Hall Council Chambers, it's time once again for the Taxpayers Hotline Show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host...
Well, here we are, just Taxpayers Hotline, live from the corner of South Park Row and State Street. This is Councilman Kaskotowski with my friend
Ron Stempka.
Are you okay today?
You're the one that needs some help.
Oh, I'm okay. Hey, by the way, DJ, our good friend, is he's on the injured list again.
Oh, he's a young kid.
He's under the weather for another couple of days.
Wait till he gets our age. We're old men.
We got to get him back here, get him some orange juice or something. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I think something. Okay, people, let's get going on this, back on this Medicaid, Medicare, on that Plan D situation, okay?
Are we going to talk any city business?
Oh, well, this is just one time, okay? I just put a complaint with our senator and Congress in Washington, and there's a lot of people out there putting complaints in too. So if you have a complaint, you don't think you're getting, a square deal on this, and you're getting fined every month because you didn't take it, I strongly suggest to go see our senator.
That's good.
Because you're having a lot of problems down there. I start this thing up going, so if you people want to go down and fight it too, don't forget though, it's not a one-time deal paying, it's the rest of your life. Say you got $10, okay? It doesn't sound like much to a lot of people, but $10 a year, that's 120 times.
Why would you get penalized every year when you can enroll the following year?
No, it doesn't work that way.
What do you mean it doesn't work that way?
I've been through it. My wife has been through it.
Don't you have the option of enrolling every year?
No, you have an option, but you're going to be penalized when you go on it because you didn't take it originally.
I got to check into that.
I am, because I've been researching this. I've been down over here at the federal building.
That seems like that's like not paying your taxes. You pay the fine once. Okay.
I know, but they don't do it that way. They find you. I know. I've been down there. I was with Spectre on the radio talking about it, and I was at. Okay.
Hey, wait a minute. Where's our phone?
Where's our phone thing at?
Uh-oh.
Hold on a second, Kazi didn't get everything in order yet.
Hey, our engineer friend.
You better unwind it.
This is a new one.
You know how to use it.
Here, take it off.
This one? Which one was it? Hello? Now, Kazi, he's trying to get the phone back up. No one put the phone up here, and he's trying.
Yeah,
this is Ron. Here's Kaz.
Maintenance guys took it. Hang on, we're going to put it on speaker. Let's see.
He's got a new phone, so he's trying to figure out how to do it.
Let's see, where's our speaker?
The orange one on top?
I'm trying to figure that out.
This is all high tech. Hold on a second. Hands-free.
Hands-free? I did, but how does he get the speaker to work?
Press hands-free, and then you hang it up.
How's that one?
You there?
Put it back on the... Should be okay now, Mike? Okay, yeah, our maintenance guys took down the phone, bud. Go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, Kaz, have you seen that 17th and Wallace, that old ice place?
No, what happened to that one?
Somebody using it as a dump.
17th and Wallace.
Yeah, right behind the prison, Old Wayne Ice House.
Oh yeah, they had that on TV. I'm going to the. I'm going to go to a meeting this week. I think I'm going to address that problem.
What? The bags all sitting there nice inside.
Yeah, it looks terrible there.
Yeah, I was at St. Martin Center for a meeting.
I'm going to take a ride on that way home today. But I took a ride yesterday around the Lower West Side, and I was appalled. And then I took a ride over to the east side, over about in the middle of the city there, and we got some definite problems with trash and everything. And I'm embarrassed. I can't believe. I don't know what. I don't know if we're doing anything. I mean, how do you ride by and not see this stuff?
I don't know, in our alleyway again now.
Yeah, it's getting to be. It's like I'm embarrassed. I mean.
Yeah, our alleyway. Somebody transfer their couches and everything out.
Well, yeah, I got couches now again up in my neighborhood. I don't know what the heck's going on. I'll tell you what, I'm not happy, and I'm gonna bring it up at either next council meeting, or if they want to call me from upstairs, be it so. But something's not right. You know, I read about it in the paper now. I didn't know anything about it, that we have an app now, or we're going to have one. And, you know, let's get out there and let's start citing some people.
Instead of driving around.
Yeah, let's cite some people. You know, hey, it's got to, you know, you start issuing a few summonses and doing something, because I'll tell you, the area I walked was embarrassing. I mean, I'll take you for a walk. You know, but you better wear your boots, because, I mean,
I know the areas.
the stuff I saw was, I can't believe, and it's not new stuff.
Oh, it's old.
No one's picking it up. It's going to stay there. As long as no one picks it up, it's going to be there.
Not only that, you got
Rats.
buildings with holes in them where kids are obviously getting inside. You know, can't have that no more.
How many homes blighted in Erie? 4,000 homes?
No, I think from what I was told, there may be, but they're not all on the list, though.
I heard they're over 7,000.
Yeah, but I don't think they're all on the list, though. That's why I'm going to get to the exact number before I quote one, because I was quoted a number that was lower. So before I announce it, I want to find out. I want to see the list, and I want to see how many are on there. They may call them blighted, but if they're not designated, you know. Because I'll tell you what, I can see. Yesterday I saw a couple hundred without even looking, and I'm no expert.
I know, right on 24th Street.
Well, in fact, I mean East 24th?
The house.
Yeah, I was around East 25th, and I was embarrassed.
At 24th between Ash and Reed, the guy ripped the house down, but they never cleaned it up.
Nope, and I was over pretty close to that area yesterday, Lloyd. I was about a block away. I had to do some business down there, and I said, I said, man, if I lived here, I don't know how I would do it.
I don't know either. Well, you won't be. I'll have to figure out how I'm going to watch you from now on.
Why? What's the matter?
I'm shutting the cable off.
I think you can get us. You know, I believe I should ask Mike, but I think you can get us live on computer.
What I'm going to do from now on.
You going to have a computer?
Yes.
You should be able to get us on there. But I don't know if is it live though, Mike? Yeah, Mike said it's live on the computer.
Yeah, on the city website.
You go to the city website, Lloyd.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. My cable bill went too high. $211 a month.
Did you try?
Huh?
Did you try?
What you got? Everything you can buy out there, or what?
Well, it doesn't take much. If you got everything bundled, right, Lloyd?
No.
Well, you don't.
No.
You don't have a telephone?
I have a Verizon. Cheaper.
Well,
Get
let me ask you. Do you have HBO and everything?
Nope.
Well, Lloyd, not to be funny, but how did you get to 200? I mean, I'm lower than you, and the only thing I got is I have the extra sports package, but I don't have any premiums, you know.
I don't have no pay-per-view either.
You don't have no pay-per-view.
You better check your bill. I think they overcharged you on something.
Yeah, hey, Lloyd, you should not be paying. You do have anything special? Like
How many TVs do you have?
One?
One. I got 4. My bill's not that.
And you got the cable box, right?
Yes.
And you don't have the telephone?
Nope.
No
Do you
computer.
have
either.
super internet or what?
Got the internet on there.
Is it super internet like?
Nope.
No, you pay.
Lloyd, you should call them and check, because
I think they overcharged you.
yeah, if you don't have any premium packages, like, you know, you got the sports tier or the movie tier or the entertainment tier.
That stuff adds up then.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, like me, I got the extra sports package, but even that doesn't bring me up to that.
Yeah, I've been fighting with them 3 months already.
What did they tell you it was?
You get different answers from everybody up there.
Why don't you let me look at your... Next time I'm down there, and it won't be too long, let me see your bill, okay?
I'll show it to you.
Huh?
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
Yeah, I want to see it, because Lloyd, that sounds awful high.
That's
even
way
to
too
you,
high.
right?
Yes, very high.
It's too high to me.
Yeah, because if you don't have any premiums, I'm thinking, wow, that's... Something's not right.
Yeah. Well, I'm going going to get up so somebody doesn't call.
Okay, Lloyd, thanks. Well, you know what? Someday I will take a ride, you and I. Well, I'm going to go see 17th and Wallace anyway.
Yeah, 17 Wallace. You see all the boxes out there. Wonder if the prison don't have mice.
Well, they probably do. But
You don't see them.
who's going to complain, right, Lloyd?
Yeah, who? The prisoners ain't.
No.
Okay, thank you.
We'll see you.
The prisoners get fed and everything, heated, activities, TV, they can do what they want there. Like the country club.
Yeah, I took a ride yesterday. It was early eye-opening.
Now, where did that come out of the budget to tear those houses down?
Some of it does. Go ahead, caller.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yes.
Charles, on your way home, 3419 East Avenue. If you want to see some garbage piled up in the backyard.
Is that house they're tearing down?
Pardon?
Was that the house they tore down the garage or something?
No, they didn't have a garage. They gutted the inside and they just dumped everything outside.
Oh, because I took a ride to church the other day, and one yard looked pretty bad up there. I don't know if that was the one.
3419.
Yeah, that's on my way to either home or when I go to church. So I go down there a lot.
Okay, now here's something that puzzles me. Thursday night is my garbage night.
Okay, go ahead.
I complained to you 2 or 3 times this year, last year, whatever. I recycle all my stuff. 2 bags of cans in plastic, bundle of newspapers, and the garbage in a green bag. Put it out front. My neighbor across the street had a garbage bag and a cardboard box. The other neighbor next door to me had a big green bag. They came down East Avenue at 12:30. Took my neighbors across the street. They took all 3 of mine in the same truck. About 2 o'clock, a truck came up the street and took the person next to me green bag. Now, does that make sense?
No, and in fact, I'm noticing some inconsistency on my block. So I gotta get my butt down to talk to the refuse department and find out what the heck is going on, because my wife is very, very unhappy about recycling everything. Only to have them go in the same truck. And I mean, I even did a little experiment. I kept them separated, by a few feet, and they still picked them both up.
Why bother?
Well, that's what my wife is saying.
A lot of people have been calling in about the same situation.
It's not a big deal as far as, cost-wise. I'm not going to say it's a lot of money, but, I don't need to be buying extra bags if they're not,
It's not to pick up and go to another station and separate it there. It's bullcrap. That is not the problem. I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, I meant to go out there one night, but I didn't have my street clothes on at the time, and it was pretty late at night. I was going to I wanted to go outside and see whether they had this double hopper truck they talk about.
That's bullcrap.
But it bugged my wife, because she's really thinking about not recycling. If people see that, something's wrong, and they're going to have to tell me what the heck they're doing. And like one day, it's not like there was only one truck. I hear a second truck come, but there's nothing there to pick up.
Okay, getting back to 3419.
Yeah.
I called before Christmas. I called last week, talked to Rob, and he said that they sent out a notice to clean up the yard. So I don't know how long this goes on. I have no idea.
I think they're supposed to have, if I remember right, it sounds to me like if you send a registered letter, I think it's like 30 days, and then you're supposed to start taking action.
5 days, I think.
5 days, is it?
If you make a registered letter, you tell on your letter you have 5 days
To clean it up?
to reply. If they don't, you could take legal action.
Well, really, it shouldn't take much, once you send it out like that.
But you got to.
I'll find out the time. I'll try to find out the time limit.
Where do they send the letter? Do you know?
They usually send it right to the property owner.
Right.
Oh, the property owner, because there's nobody living there.
Well, I had a case where
I think it's a fixer-upper.
some woman a woman complained to me about something in front of her house and next door that was keeping the snowplows and stuff from cleaning, and the street cleaners So I had to go to the engineering department. They had to write a letter, and what they typically do is they take the property owner record and notify him. And then if nothing happens, then, we do what we have to do. But there has to be somebody that, is a property owner or of record.
Okay, how many people work in the code enforcement? I know there's Andy and Rob.
I believe there's 1, 2... I think there's about 4 inspectors at least, maybe 5. I think 4. And then Andy's in charge. And then there's some people up above that are, secretaries, and we have our zoning officer. But the actual field reps, I think there's 4 or 5.
Before somebody bought this house, this was always a problem house anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was.
Well, I took a little walk around town yesterday, and I was very, very disappointed that, I don't know how it happened. You go down there and it's embarrassing. That's only one house up there, but that's going to be the start of a problem if you don't clean that up.
Yeah, if you hit one, you're going to have to do them all in the city, and everybody's going to be throwing stuff out.
I'm going to, when I get home, I'm going to go on my computer and find the property owner of that.
Okay, 3419.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find out who the county has listed as that.
Drive by when you go home today.
And then if you get a chance in a day or two, give me a call.
Okay, well, I'm going to call Rob next Monday to see what's going on, if there's any movement or anything.
I'll go up there and see if they sent a letter out, actually.
Okay, I'll let somebody else talk.
Because, this stuff gets to be... If you'd have been where I was yesterday, you'd have threw up.
Okay, have a good day, guys.
You too. Literally, I came away wondering, what the heck? How do people live down there?
Well,
there's people down there had nice houses.
and then you got a Burbage house like I have next door to mine. But anyway, this water transit authority, what's going on with this? It sounds like everybody's blowing each other up. King Faust wants to take care of it.
The way it is now is council sent a letter, and we wanted specific questions answered as to what is wrong, okay, what needs to be fixed, so we know we can address them when we have our second meeting, okay? But, we sort of got an answer back, and now we're going to, councilmen are reviewing it, and we'll see where that goes from there. But, the way it stands now is, you're reading about it in the media. That's not the place to do it.
No, it shouldn't be. It should be in chamber. Both these all sit down like human beings and negotiate. One person can't negotiate for everybody and try to take it.
If there's a problem, they should have came to us a long time ago. And
you guys.
Now, here's the thing that they got to understand. If they did contact somebody, okay, they may have contacted the mayor. I don't know that, okay?
Right.
But they have to understand that in our government, there's the administration and the legislative branch.
Right.
And council was not aware of any problems until
they got some money.
Until we read about it in the paper and we got the letter from them. The thing to do would have been to approach us, and have a quiet meeting, but not, some people chose to play it on.
I think if they
when you play it on the press, okay,
you don't know what's going to come out.
That's not the way to do it. You call that in the spirit of good government? You call that cooperation, or you want to talk about metropolitanizing government or regionalizing it? Okay, the way to do it is not to play it out in the media.
Negotiate behind closed doors, and when you guys come to some agreement, then you can do it.
If we don't do it, if no decision, then you can write all you want in the paper. But, now you got everybody knows what's going on. Nobody knows I'm telling you, even council, we only know what we've been told, okay? So, there's viewpoints we want to get across. You got to remember that no matter how you look at it, 80% of the people, by the EMTA's, own figures, take that bus from the city of Erie. The majority of them probably come from the Lower East Side.
Well, you can't say this the lower. You got West Side. You got the whole city of Erie.
The demographics of it, and the fact that. Go ahead, caller.
Good afternoon. How you doing, gentlemen?
Good.
Good.
Hey, I want to report on that property property at 17th and Wallace. As of yesterday, February 7th, 4 o'clock p.m., the property is 85% cleaned up.
Well, that's good news. They must have got on his case real bad, right?
There's just a little pile of garbage left there, so whoever complained about them, they're complying with the order so far.
Well, you'd think like the prison would even complain a little bit,
Well, maybe the prison is one of the people that called in about that. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope they would, because, even though it's a prison and, you have visitors and stuff, you don't need that kind of stuff,
Right. And as for metropolitan government, there's two people that should get the ball rolling on that. I'm surprised we should have had it at least 20 years ago, but I'm not going to talk about that today because I've called in about it before. But Joe Sinnott and that Kunko girl, she should try to eliminate her job with that cog that she acquired there. They should go after these 6 municipalities that are surrounding the city of Erie, and they should go for a merger within the next 10, 12 years.
Well, I guess the problem is, I was told that the way the Times News did a story on this years ago, the way the Commonwealth operates, it's the decision to merge would have to come from them and not from us. And like in some states, like Virginia, they were allowed to reach out and grab people around them. Indianapolis did that too a little bit. Toronto did that up in Canada, where they were allowed to, acquire. If you wanted like the water or anything like that, you had to join them if they wanted you to. But in Pennsylvania, I guess it's a little tougher.
Well, I don't know what the state rules are. Jacksonville did the same thing. I've talked about Jacksonville before too, but
they're another one. They successfully.
They should notify Harrisburg that we want to merge. I know there's certain commissioners and mayors and so forth that don't want to merge because of their pension situation and all that. But it's high time we get one big city of Erie here in northwest Pennsylvania. I don't know what these...
What do they call that when you combine all the counties together? Finley was pushing for that.
Who?
Finley, when he was on.
We call that metropolitan government.
Yeah,
But
put everybody together and...
What this gentleman says, you see, like, if you go to, like, Nashville has a joint police and fire department. They call it the Metro Police Fire, I don't know whether the governments are merged, but a lot of times they will merge governments. Cities become big. That's how Indianapolis actually got the Colts. They became big because they acquired the area and they became a larger city. This gentleman's right. If we would combine just with Mill Creek, we'd be a city of 160,000.
With just Mill Creek alone, we'd be almost as big as the city of Pittsburgh.
Well, at 160, we'd be definitely the third largest.
How many
Because I think Pittsburgh has about I'm trying to think if they're 300 or 500,000, the actual city.
The city of Pittsburgh itself, I think, only has about 189,000 people, although there's
I think they're bigger than that.
1.5 million people in the metropolitan area.
I thought they were a little bigger. I thought they were like 300 or more thousand.
But the city proper itself, there's only about 200,000 people at the most, I think.
Well, we'd be definitely bigger than Allentown, but if Allentown merged with Bethlehem, and that we'd have a problem. But I mean, it just makes sense to have if you have one voice for the urban area.
That'd be great. You have one fire department, one police department.
But good luck. I mean, every time when I was on the school board, we tried to get the Iroquois district to send their kids to East High School, and it didn't work out.
And since you just mentioned East High, I've always wondered why they forced that new East High to be built in that little space down there on East Lake Road where there's no kids north of the school. That school should have been built on East 12th Street somewhere between East Avenue and Franklin Avenue. There's plenty of room up there. That school should have been up there on East 12th Street.
Well, I can tell you it was definitely, I was on the school board at the time, and it was a highly political decision. And my vote was to move it actually further south. I would have settled for 12th Street, but the numbers showed that we had more kids south of like 12th Street. So, at the time we had land up by Connell, or there was other property available where, I think it would have made more sense. But there was a decision made by the board, by the community, politically that they wanted it down there. And like you said, there were some problems, like, we had to close a road down there. The track on the football field is not regulation.
Well, it's a beautiful school, but there's no kids north of the building. That was the worst place they could have put that high school. That's just the way I'll leave my statement there.
Well, they wanted that tradition. That's what was posed to us, was tradition had to reign. And I was outvoted as a board member, but in fact, it almost at the time was very. I was getting a few phone calls. Why would I even think about moving it?
That was a poor decision, but I just wanted to report about that property at 17th and Wallace. Whoever complained, that company took some immediate action. There's no big pile of garbage there anymore. They just had a small pile left there yesterday afternoon.
Well, that's nice, because you know what? It's good when you get results. It seemed like there might have been a little oversight, and they were,
Yeah.
But hey, as long as they got it done, that's what counts.
All right, I'll hang up and give somebody else a chance to call in. Nice talking to you guys.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
That's good
Yeah,
news.
let's get back to that transit authority.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oop, well, hold your thought. We'll get back to it. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Kaz, with all this property that they have around the city that's empty, why can't they give it to the contractors, put that in the paper, or sell it to them for $1 or whatever, and this way we get some tax money coming into the city?
Well, there is a procedure, and they do come to council a lot of times, and people, ask us to, they want to buy this land.
Right.
And we always ask them, what do you want to do with it? Sometimes they just want to clean it up. It's next door to their house, so they fence it in.
I can see that, but I mean, give the builders this piece of land and say, we'll give you so many months to build a home on it, and this way we would be getting taxes from that house.
I'm in favor of that.
How many homes do you see built?
I'm not the thing. I have to plead ignorance on. I'm not attached to that committee. I'm going to get together with Jessica, even though she's off of council. She was very knowledgeable on what they were trying to do with those kind of programs. But I agree with you. I think, in fact, I was approached yesterday by an organization that wants to take over some land that's vacant and basically do something nice with it. So.
Yeah, well, we want to get taxes out of it. We just don't want it taken, give some organizations and then give them property, because then they'll want to get tax-free.
Yeah, the thing is, even if you get a homeowner to take it, even if they don't build on it, at least they're maintaining it and paying taxes. But I agree with you. Ultimately, we'd like to, see some building.
And I think the city workers are doing a fine job.
Well, there's not many of them as there used to be.
Right.
They're way down to the bone.
Yeah, they work. They're double shifting in a lot of cases. They get blamed for a lot of
Well, you're going to get complaints all the time from people for the city.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Go ahead with the.
Okay, on the transit authority.
Yeah.
Now, if they took it over, they would make an authority, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, it has to be.
Okay, then you'd have the same situation
Well-
as we have in the water department. You got a king out there making $180,000 a year.
Well, here's the problem you have now. Okay, right now the charter is up.
Right,
Okay.
50 years.
Yeah, the charter was done way back. Back when I was probably in high school or something. All right, that's when they took over for the old Erie Coach Company. And so now everybody signed on except for the county. So the way it is now, they're not planning on giving a dime. All right, so they want to start their own authority. Now we were the ones that enabled the first one, so there'll be some legal issues in that. And you're right. I mean, if they have right now we have a voice, okay.
Right.
And we will, under their plan, at the most we would have be one vote.
And that's nothing.
So they'd be the ones setting the, their people would be the ones setting the, the salary structure.
But like I said, the water department, I hate to be harping on a guy gets $180,000, and he has no one to go to say what he wants to do. He does what he wants to do.
Well, it's his
He
board.
hasn't go.
It's
It's his board. He picks the people he wants on the board.
He don't pick the board, okay? a council and a mayor picked a board, okay?
Okay. But it's still going back to friendships.
Well, I mean, it's like the picks are only as good as the people that put them on there.
Right.
You know, in the old days, you know, Mario always put someone on there that he thought was trumpeted his ideals. You know, that's what you try to do. I mean, no one can. I'll give you an example. Like, I put somebody one time on the school board on one of our athletic committees, and the guy turned out to be kind of a voice, you know, and he irritates some people. But you know what? He got his points across. You know, sometimes you need one. The last thing you want is a yes board. You want a board that, you know.
I think the yes board is on the water department.
I mean, I go to a lot of board meetings, and there's a few, and I won't name them, but there are some boards that actually do a good job. I mean, the people are appointees, but you know, you listen to them, and they you know, they are doing a good job. And you got other people who are just there for the ride, you know. But I do think it's important when I have my picks, I try to think of who I put on there is going to do
the best job.
Yeah, I'm not worried about if they're controversial or, you know, as long as they got, you know, I think they got something to add to the mix, you know, something positive.
Well, like I said, King Faust, if he gets a hold of that, city's screwed.
Well, the thing is, the way it's going to be envisioned is they say, well, our representatives will be, we'll have 2 or 3 votes with, you know, our county councilman. But that's county government, you know. This is city government, okay? And it seems like, you know, we turned over the airport, we turned over the convention center.
We gave everything away. You have
Well,
no
in some
control over it.
ways, I don't think it was a bad idea. In some things, you know,
Like the Port Authority.
here's what they
You got a girl 30-some years old, I think, running the whole show. I mean, you haven't hardly anything to say about the Bayfront.
Here's what bugs me about, you know, for years, if you remember, convention center's a prime example, and the airport. You know, way back, the city was given land to build an airport. Well, way back.
We're kids. We were little kids at the time.
Back when it was called Port Erie Airport. And, you know, over the years, they've done a good job, you know, bringing it up to snuff. You know,
We can't get nobody planes to fly out of here.
well, a lot of that's not our problem.
No, I mean, they got...
But I mean, over the years, they've done a good job, okay? We did the zoo. We had the zoo. There was no zoo.
The zoo's doing fantastic.
The city had a zoo.
Right, but they're paying the bills.
Right, but
the
now...
city, even the counties and everybody don't pay any bills.
Well, yeah,
we
but-
pay the bulk of everything.
Well, yeah, and you know, the nicest thing we did was form the Zoological Society. They do a great job. The city backs them up with grant money. You know, we helped them out a little bit with bills in the past. But they've become self-sufficient. Excellent organization.
Right.
The Airport Authority, over the years, you know, they did that. Now, the city also started the convention center back when, you know, we're the ones that took you know, we got state money, but we're the ones that had to pay the shortages for a number of years, which amounted to, at that time, hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay? I mean, compared to today, you're talking about old money. And do we ever get a thanks? No. I was there at the dedication, and they really didn't say, hey, well, thank you to the city of Erie for all its long years. Just like, you know, professional baseball. For years, the school board subsidized professional baseball. You didn't hear them get thanked.
No.
You know, and that's not their mission. Much like, you know, so, you know, when you talk about the convention center, we never got the thanks. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, Kaz.
How you doing?
Pretty good. Now we got the nuisance bar ordinance. But how about, well, this doesn't even pertain to Erie, but how about a nuisance hotel?
Which one's that?
How about the El Patio?
Yeah, you know, what happened to that? That's getting kind of wild, huh?
I think 3 incidents in the last probably 3 months. Maybe 6 months. Okay, they were running like a small prostitution ring out of it. here held in one of the rooms up there.
Yeah.
And then this third incident just happened over the weekend. I'm not sure the details of that one.
It used to be, like in the city, we call it a disorderly house. You know, that might be extending the law a little bit, but, you know, if you do, you can call that a disorderly house, just like if someone was running their house like that, you know. But we have rules in the city on that. I don't know if they do. That's in Mill Creek, so I'm not sure if they do.
Yeah, it's Mill Creek.
But they must have something. I mean, you certainly don't want to see that keep going.
You know what they do during the summertime. I mean, that's like it's still not a nice place, guys. If you've ever been in there, it's old, and they kind of let it go. I mean, it's really not one of the finer hotels in the area, that's for sure.
Well, it's probably like you say, it's been let down for a number of years now.
Yeah.
I remember a few years ago we had in the city we had the old Niagara Motel. And that was running down, and that turned into less than, and then for a while, even the downtowner was going pretty rough.
How about the one downtown, Holiday Inn? Well, how are they doing?
Right.
10th and French, you never hear nothing about them.
No, see, that's the trouble. These old hotels, they don't take care of them, and they take a life of their own, not the best one. But I agree with you. They should probably do something about that.
Well, like I said, that's Mill Creek.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all those hotels on West 8th Street out there. Kaz, none of them are nice.
Well, you know, what happened? Do you think it's because of the Nick Scott era up there in
You're talking
Summit Township?
You're talking about high end that Scott has and these other hotels.
Well, the Bel Air's still nice, isn't it, sir, or not? Are you still there, sir?
One is the Clarion.
Well, what do they call that one? The Bel Air or the Clarion?
Bel Air, yeah.
Yeah, Bel Air, Clarion, yeah. It's Clarion Hotels, the Bel Air.
But it seems like a lot of those other ones,
That's a class hotel down there, really.
at one time there used to be, all those little ones used to be in pretty good shape when I was in high school.
No, Kaz, no.
They weren't then either?
Not anymore.
No, I mean, way back they were.
We were kids 30, 40 years ago. There were
The
people.
70s, sure.
Because even Nick had one down there, Scott's Motel. That was...
Yeah, his parents had.
Long gone. I think the Waldemere guy took that out, right?
Yep, took it out.
Yeah, it's...
Put the parking lot in.
Yeah, it seems like the people now are staying up on, like, Summit and probably coming in now.
Well, like they said, the hub of Erie is up on Peach Street.
Well, like this gentleman said, if they're not taking care of the hotels, if you're coming in from Pittsburgh, you're not going to stay there,
No.
Well, I guess, what they do is summertime people, they jack up the rates. People from Pittsburgh don't know any better. They'll pay the money. It'll probably be $120 a night.
Yeah. Well, you'd be surprised that sometimes, what I pay out of town in the bigger cities really looks like a bargain sometimes. When you stay in like downtown Cleveland or Pittsburgh, sometimes, depending where you are, you won't get a room for $120.
Yeah, but then in the off season, they rent all these, I don't know how to describe them, lower income people. Okay?
Yeah.
And they jack down the rates, and and then the trouble takes over.
Yeah, there was a couple hotels in downtown Erie that became, residences of...
Richford Hotel. That was the perfect one.
That was one, and then the downtowner was like that too for a while. The downtowner was taking on a bad persona with, they had fights there every night, or people were selling goods and services, not legal. I'll say no more.
Yeah, but Cass, you would think, and being the peninsula down there, which it is nice down there. You got to admit.
Right.
And that's a state park that is beautiful. All that area, it should be nice.
They should have a new hotel there, because people in the summertime, they come here and they go to the hotel. It's right down there. It'd be a perfect place for a new hotel.
Well, yeah, or fix up the,
Yeah.
like, some of them are looking like the gentleman said, they're getting kind of raggedy. Where at one time, that was some of the best hotels down there,
I mean, there's a couple nice spots down there. Like you said, you got the Bel Air there. Sid's place is a fine restaurant, from what I heard.
Which one?
Sid's.
Yeah. You don't like it?
I can't see.
It's a fine restaurant, as far as what I heard.
You heard.
I've been to like Joe Roots and that.
Yeah, Joe Roots. You got down there in the.
Sarah's and the
Sarah's, yeah. Sarah's is like
Sarah's a gold mine.
that, and Steve-O's. I go there too sometimes.
Yeah, so I mean, there are quality places around there, but then you got your flea bags, and they're just kind of bringing the area down.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like Mill Creek made such a, what do you call it, a big show when Sheets come in there.
Oh, they fought that.
But Sheets will look nice though.
It looks very nice now.
But
after they got it built and
yeah,
everything.
they had to get the rest of the area cleaned up,
Yep.
They got that right, Cass.
Because like you got Joe Roots, they look nice. The Bel Air looks nice, and then you got a couple others that look like okay, they haven't been touched since the '60s. But hey, thank you for calling.
I'll tell you what, before I go, Mill Creek, they're not keeping up with their promises. They did remove that hotel that was on Peninsula by Trinity Cemetery.
Right, I remember that. They tore it down, didn't they?
A little hotel.
That's okay. Now they still got that the gas station on 12th and Powell. That's still sitting there.
Still empty.
Oh, is that Coakley?
Yeah, it's a Shell gas station.
It was supposed to, as far as the Mill Creek supervisor said, it was supposed to be gone last summer. Still it sits. And you got that other gas station, it's just east of the Bel Air over there. It used to be a Marathon. You know where that's at?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
It's like across from the subway and the smoke shop on West 8th over there.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Right across the street, on the same side of the street as Bellows.
Now, how come they don't sell that property on 12th and Peninsula where the old school was? It just sits there all these years vacant.
Yeah, there's another property that sits vacant.
Wow, no developer, it seems like.
I see this guy developed a Green Garden, what Green Garden Tavern was. The guy put a nice little place down in there.
Well, there was
plaza.
there was a rumor once that IHOP was coming into
They got to put two in. They got
next
one.
door to Applebee's at
They
one
got
time.
one. They got one
But-
coming up now.
But like Tracy School, you would think,
That'd be an ideal place.
you would have saw some nice development there, but for some reason, maybe they're just not interested.
Well, I said, hey, they talk about Erie with their flaws. Mill Creek, they got their flaws too.
Well, they're getting big and they're getting old, and their infrastructure is going to start to go. They're about where Erie was in the golden days, but now now you got Summit.
But in golden
Summit
days,
Summit's starting to be the.
yeah, but in the golden days, we had jobs. Everybody was working. Everybody was making money. Everybody was happy. Now look at GE. They got 400 management and 400 union guys laid off, okay? Now they still got to finish up the estimate, okay? I'd say that's 800 people. Now they got to finish up another 700. Now what are these people going to do? There's no jobs. What do? You ain't going to sell cars. You look at a car today, you're looking at a car, $35,000, $40,000 car, an average car, nothing really fancy. How can people afford it? Now wait till GE gets done, this going to be a ghost town. Look at all the industries we lost in the last 20 years here. Big companies, well-paid companies. And what are the city doing? Trying to get jobs? I haven't heard of anybody trying to come in here. Because if you get a company, and you come in there, a restaurant, they said, okay, we got to have a minimum of 150,000 people in that area to put a restaurant in there. That's what they go, the numbers. They go the numbers game. If you ain't got the numbers, they're not going to come in here. High Hops, Scott got into High Hops, so he's putting it up on Upper Peachtree. That'll be open in April. I mean, this guy is going out and getting them. And I wish the city would go out there and get the stuff too for industry. Because we got a good workforce here in Erie. And these people saying, go to school, learn this job. Okay, you got all these people laid off, and they're high-tech people. And you want these kids to go to school for what? There's nothing here. Am I right?
Yep, you still there, sir?
He dropped the ball.
No, he brought up good points out.
Oh, he sure did.
But, it's not all, cities alone can't bring jobs in as much as,
The county, what's the county have? Don't they have somebody that goes out and look for jobs? The
Well,
county
actually-
and the city?
actually, I found out the other day, this was, we were talking about this, and it came up that there is not one person, okay, that you can say, you think that all these people are doing that, but they all got different missions. That's why I call you the shotgun approach. And I couldn't tell you who the one person is that would be the point person. What you need is a committee of people. Now, you can't bring jobs in. You can create.
You have to go out
You can-
in the country.
Well, you can create the atmosphere, okay? You can point out that, and this is where you have to kind of work with the Commonwealth, too. And the Commonwealth, when they talk about these big companies that are coming in here, or the county itself, when you say, okay, look, we got vacant land, we got a workforce that's available.
We have a big workforce.
Go ahead, caller.
Hello?
Go ahead, caller.
But
But when you approach that, you say, you try to go out and then you try to work out packages, which the state, the county, and the local governments can do, which is like, tax packages where, come in, let you get your feet wet, build your building 5 years, 10 years
Lord, I don't make
before we
much
tax you. But in the meantime, in the old days, they used to put numbers on it, like, okay, we'll give it to you, but you got to keep your employment level at this much, and you got to promise you're going to increase it. Now, if business goes bad, nothing you can do about that.
Right.
But if they're still here 20 years from now, like, I'll give you an example, your insurance. Hate them, love them, whatever you want, okay, they got all kinds of tax benefits, right?
They sure do.
But they haven't moved out, right?
They're staying right near a
and
parking
they-
ramp they put up.
And they've what? Yeah, they're trying to get their taxes lowered, which everybody does, even citizens. But in the short term, they will pay taxes. We don't know what that'll be, but they are hiring people too. Okay, and it's unlike, when we brought that outfit out to Summit where they came in, the 10-year was over and they left. Remember that? Was it at Industries, Bush? Yeah. What you don't want, but what you want is places like Smith's Provision. Okay? If they need some help, and we've given it to them in the
I
past.
gave them a lot of breaks.
We gave them help, and they built a warehouse in Erie, a place where they store stuff, or, it helps their business. That's what you want to do, but don't always look for the home run ball coming in from out of town. Sometimes the answer's in your backyard.
Well, you got to know people from outside the city of Erie. Okay, like I told you, 15 years ago, I tried to buy the Commodore Downs. I had people backing me from Houston, Texas, and these have guys are like we have the Manicure Club. These
Yeah.
are what they have down there. There was 4 of them in Houston, and the guy said, "You get going, we'll buy it. We got the money." So Bob Plain said, "No, I don't want it. We're going to bank industry. Go out there now. It's still a bunch of weeds out there. There's nothing out there.
I went out there, I think, was it FedEx is out there?
FedEx is out there.
And if you know where to look,
shop.
you can ride around the track with your
Yeah.
car. But
But that, I could have got at least $10 million for that.
well, I think when you look in Erie, you got a lot of these industrial parks vacant.
Bacon.
Not a thing on there. Now, either it was a bad idea where they put them, or something's not right. But and you pointed out restaurants. That's always going to be tough. Okay.
Yeah, because they go by the population.
But, remember this, that if you look at Peach Street, that doesn't represent Erie or Mill Creek. That represents some tourists. If the Commonwealth changes any kinds of laws, that area could go down real quick to about half its size. Because that's not based on the population of Erie up there.
No.
That's actually too big for us. So, it is what it is right now with tourism. But tourism won't bring you to the Cheesecake Factory like that guy said.
No, like in Houston, you got 5 of them there. Here, Houston.
Well,
in Erie, like you got one in Buffalo at
If
the
you
airport.
go to restaurants right now, here's a good one. January to March. okay?
Okay,
That's dead time. You have limited tourism, okay?
right.
Maybe a few people to go to Peak and Peak, maybe a few people to come in here for ice fishing or something, but basically January to March, you're living off the people who live here,
Right.
right?
Now, like I said,
That doesn't support like some of these restaurants they want to bring in, or, the stores they want. It might do for 9 months, but that corporate decision has to be
Trader
made.
Joe, they tried to get that in here. I heard it was going in anyway.
I heard that comes with something about alcohol that they can't get by. Go ahead, caller.
Whose fault it's dead from January to March? It's the Chamber's fault. They put all their advertisement, and the advertising they use, it's for Northeast, it's for Harbor Creek, it's for everything but in the city of Erie.
Well, I agree with you, John. And, it's also our fault because, do you remember when you and I were young?
Yes.
We didn't hole up in the house and say, all is doom and gloom, right?
True.
But, no, they tried things. They tried a winter festival, a carnival. Not as much, but today, you would think they would try more things, like maybe an ice fishing tourney or something,
Well, they used to have all that.
But, you can't count on the weather all the time, but you shouldn't go up into a shell in January to March, but that's what happens,
Whose fault is that? Like I say, it's the Chambers. And, years ago, for the winter months, I recall when Penelec was giving all that money where you had Together First Night Erie.
Yeah, that was I love that thing.
And, you had the banks, and Penelec was a major sponsor, and they did that. It wasn't a 2-day affair where you bring in these hucksters selling ribs for $9 for 2 ribs.
I got a kick out of like up in Chautauqua, they build that castle.
Yeah, you mean Ice Castle.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, but... Or how about building this would be a big stretch, but how about building a nice hotel maybe, with a few rooms in it,
Erie?
Yeah.
We have it right down the lake there. We have the convention center. Harriet, you got that other one coming there, tax-free.
But, there's a lot of things when the weather's, right for the winter that, there's things people might like to do, like ice boating or,
Oh, we used to do all that when we were kids. We ice fished. We had bonfires on the ice and everything else.
I'll give you an example. Now, they did this in Allentown, and they don't get as cold as we do. But they have a place like an outdoor mall. It's kind of like, when you go to Grove City?
Yes.
Okay, they got these fire pits in the middle of the place.
They have them in Reading, PA.
Yeah, I mean, think about that,
You can stop by and warm up. You can buy hot chocolate or hot dog or whatever.
Yeah, you go from one store to another. We could,
The problem with Erie up here, the people that have the bucks don't want to invest unless they get subsidies from the federal government, from the local governments, giving one tax abatement and everything else. Just like repository sales. I think that's the worst thing that could happen. Repository sales take and forgive all the previous taxes. You give somebody a hunk of property, they knock it down, and they don't put anything on it.
Well, and I was telling Ronnie this, a lot of times when we have the repository sales here, that's what happens.
Yes.
But the people are looking at it, they're saying...
They're looking at it for future investment.
Well, a lot of times it's just the guy next door that says, this house ain't going down, and nobody wants to buy it, and I'm tired of looking at it, so...
I'm going to cut the lawn for a few weeks or a few years, and then I'm going to go in and get a $25,000 piece of property for $200, and I'm going to pay tax on the vacant lot.
John, I'm telling you, where I was yesterday, it's the closest I ever came to thinking you have to have a bulldozer and systematically going through there.
Oh, yeah, go right down to 12th and East Avenue.
I was embarrassed yesterday what I saw. I was actually sicker than I've ever been in my life, thinking that, and I blame myself for not getting down there earlier, but...
up in our area, there's a bunch of those homes.
Yeah, the one down to I got to find out, the one down below my house, it looked like somebody was finally cleaning it up yesterday. And we have to start an effort, Ronnie kind of brought it up here, but we have to kind of encourage people to get these homes and start renovating them or whatever it takes.
First of all, if you get a home that's sat for so long, it costs you more to not to refurbish it than knock it down and build a new one.
And this is what I'm in favor of, okay? Give somebody a tax break, but unlike what you said, about not doing anything, if you build some, we'll give you a break,
It's true.
Get something up there, get your feet wet for 5 or 10 years, and then, you start paying taxes, but...
Well, we're getting close to the time limit. Give me a call. I have a watch repair that you were looking to get a pocket watch fixed.
Yeah.
And I don't want to mention it on the air.
Yeah, 'cause is he in town or not?
Yes, he is. Well, I'll give you a call when you get off the air.
Hey, you and I should go where I was yesterday. I think if you took a ride, you'd be sick.
Yes.
I mean, really, I was.
Did you go along West 17th or East 17th Street?
No, I was down low west side, and then I went like 24th to 25th on the east side. But I walked the neighborhood on the lower west side, and different areas down there, and then I went and walked some of the areas on the east side, and man, the things you see as you go.
Go up to Savakio Park.
But that's one I didn't want to mention because
Well, I'll mention it.
But there's an example of it's empty.
It's a landfill.
I mean, like even up by McClellan, you got a few businesses. We could do a lot more, Yep.
Savakio Park was supposed to be better than sliced bread.
Well, I go by there now on my way to Ricardo's, and I go, I'm not supposed to push businesses, but I do. I go by there, I go, nothing ever changes down there.
No, not a thing.
How old is that, John?
Oh, you mean Savakio Park?
Yeah, I didn't pay attention when he did that stuff.
Well, that's been about...
Being a young man, I wasn't worried about that.
10 or 12 years now. They used to throw boats and tires and everything else. He was worse than Ferraro down on 12th and Peach.
What's going on with that situation?
He's got it all cleaned up pretty well.
Where's that?
12th Street.
12th and Peach.
Oh, yeah, how many years did it take?
Well, quite a few.
Jimmy Thompson was still alive when he was fighting for that one.
Yeah, the man lives in Waterford.
See, there's your problem.
So,
Absentee
the dealerships are in the area, they didn't like it, but they didn't pursue anything either.
Absentee landlords will kill you every time.
Well, these landlords, if people have a complaint, you just can't go to the complaint department. You got to go to a district justice before anything is done. Then they give them so many days, and then they turn it over to the courts. And then the courts handle it. Like that place we had up here, they had to go to a district justice, and when it was all said and done, the place where the fire was.
Yeah.
And it was there for like 2 years when they went to the district justice.
And we're supposed to be doing that here at the city,
It was taken care of, yes.
We're supposed to be doing that citing too.
Well, they can cite, but the property owner doesn't do anything and ignores it.
No, then we're supposed to take it to court.
Then you go to a district justice, and the district justice gives the owner so much time, and then when he starts fining you $5,000 a day or whatever the maximum is, then something's done.
Well, I'm still waiting for him to do something about the Dresden War Museum.
Yes.
You know where that is?
No.
That's those factories on 12th and Bayfront.
Oh, yeah.
I call it the Dresden War Museum.
Yes.
It shows what happens to the buildings during a fire, firebomb.
Yeah, well, they started to put a couple of corrugated sheets of metal on top, then it looked like they were going to do something, then they stopped.
Yeah, I would have loved to have been. I wouldn't have wanted to have been by there when they had that windstorm.
Oh, yeah, true. But, that's the same thing's going to happen to that McBride Viaduct Bridge. It's going to linger, and it's going to fall apart.
Well, that's a whole different can of worms. And
there is, and, did you ever get your answers?
About what? Which ones?
About your wonderful article from our wonderful editor down at the Times, or whatever they call it?
Not yet.
She won't call you back.
No.
Well, call me off the air, or call me when you get a chance, and I'll tell you where you can get your Mickey fixed.
Hey, you and I got to take a little ride, and we got to get you up here, John. If we give you a mask.
A map?
Yeah, up here, a mask. What do you think? You want to come up here?
A match?
Mask.
I don't have my Lincoln hat ready.
Oh.
Well, we got to get you. We'll find you one somewhere, but
And my Davy Crockett hat.
the public wants to see you. Well, we get you one from DJ. He's got
Davy Crockett?
He's got something like that, doesn't he? That big beaver hat.
He's got that skunk uniform.
Yeah, well, I'm looking for the new peeps for Easter. They're having new peeps come out for this Easter. They're going to be groundhogs.
Oh man,
I'm serious.
you can come up to my house. I got Stanley Avenue stash.
I got Page Avenue John.
There you go.
Give me a buzz.
Okay, I do. I got a woodchuck up there.
What did you find out about that oil situation I asked about?
I really haven't done a lot of work on that. I have to get with the right people
Because,
because
the oil's down to nothing. They're giving away. And that moron...
they're going to close you down.
That moron, our president, wants to tax at $10 a barrel.
Everybody's piling on now. That's what
Well,
they
that guy is such an idiot. He's still got to the end of the year to screw up this country.
do.
He's doing it.
We just got the minute we're off the air now, so we got to say goodbye.
Well, say goodbye. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, we ran out of time now, so
Oh, yeah?
we'll see. Hey, thanks for coming, and I'm sure we'll be back renewing this arguments. So see you next week.
See you next week.
I'll go get that.
But...
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the Taxpayers Hotline Show on Erie's own Government Access, Channel 9.